my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is my February TBR. Now, I am not one for setting TBRs, but last month I set a TBR and guess what? I stuck to it and read more. So I'm going to try it again this month as a little experiment. It is currently the 2nd of February, so this video is coming at you a little bit late. But I am going to talk you through the books that I am going to read this month in no particular order. And let's get into it. So I'm going to be rereading Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. If you guys have been here for a while, you'll know that this is, well, was my favourite book I've ever read. Crescent City has wiped this into oblivion, but I have not read this in quite some time, and Daniel is currently reading it and talking me through all the parts as he's going through the story, and my brain's like, I can't remember this happening. I feel like a reread needs to happen because I've not read this since 2017, so that's quite some time, and it's time to reread it. I do have the hardcover. I got this book when it came out. I just so happened to pick it up in Waterstones because it had just come out. It was on one of the tables and I thought, ooh, that looks and sounds really good. Then fell in love with it. So that's why I have this funky edition. I don't think it's signed or anything. No, it's not, but a reread of this must happen. And in February, that is going to happen. And then last month I read a classic. I read The Great Gatsby. So I thought, let's throw another classic into the mix. So this is by S.E. Hinton and it's called The Outsiders. This is quite a small one. It's only like 140 pages or so, and it's the classic coming of age novel. The greasers and the rich kid socks are at war on the Tulsa streets. Ponyboy, a 14-year-old brawler, chain smoker and dreamer, is a fiercely loyal greaser, but a single murderous catastrophe is to wrench him from his old life and overturn everything that he knows. Now, I can't remember where I heard about this book, but I decided to buy it. It's been on my shelf for about 7 or 8 months now, maybe 10, maybe a year, might be more a year. So I think it is time to finally get this read. Also, can we appreciate how floppy this book is? So floppy. But I am adding it to my TBR because I want to get it read, and I think this year I want to try and read a classic at least once every month, because I'm surprising myself. The Great Gatsby, I surprised myself. I gave that 5 stars and I absolutely adored it, and that's a classic. And I have a lot of classics, so maybe it's time I start reading them and discovering that maybe I'm a classic reader and that all the other books in my life don't exist anymore, but I doubt it. And then next, I want to read Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So this is a small book. I have got the Waterstones exclusive signed by the author edition. This is a really small book. It's only, oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's 307 pages, but everyone loved this. I did hear some reviews saying that they weren't really a big fan of it. Middle grade is not something I generally get on with, but V.E. Schwab's ones, The City of Bones, I actually really enjoyed that, so I think I will hopefully enjoy this. But I thought it's a nice short read, it'll be fun, it knocks another one off my TBR, and that's what we need to be doing. Knocking books off our TBR, because then when we buy more books, we don't feel as guilty. Well, I don't feel as guilty when I do that anyway. Next. Actually, this is a classic as well. 2 classics in 1 month. Who am I? So this is Flowers of Algernon by Daniel Keyes. I am actually currently reading this as we speak. I am 74 pages, but I did start it in February, so yes. This is about Charlie Gordon, who's got an IQ 68, is a floor sweeper and the gentle butt of everyone's jokes, until an experiment in the enhancement of human intelligence turns him into a genius. But then Algernon the mouse, whose triumphant experimental transformation precedes his, fades and dies, and Charlie has to face the possibility that his salvation was only temporary. This book is going to make me cry like a little girl. So much of it so far in the 74 or 76 pages that I've read has been tear-jerking for me. I am reading this because Daniel read this. Daniel's auntie actually suggested this book to Daniel. I think she got him it for his Christmas, and he just finished it and said it was really good and I would enjoy it. So guess what? I bought it. I'm really enjoying it. This is going to be read in February. I'm hoping to actually finish it tonight. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. But yes, I'm going to knock that off my TBR. That I only bought like a couple of weeks ago and I'm already reading it. Don't know who I am, don't know what I'm doing, but here we are. Then The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danan. Did I read The Roommate last month and absolutely loved it? Yes, I did. Did I know that she had a second book? No, I didn't. Wasn't until people told me there was a second book. So what did I do? I went out and I went and bought it. And I think it was pretty cheap on Amazon as well. So here we are. A nice smutty romance, a little bit light, and I can't wait to get to it. We love smut. Well, I love smut. If you guys are here and you love smut, pick up Rosie Danan because she's really bloody good at writing it. Next, TJ Clune, Under the Whispering Door. This, I've heard, is a devastatingly sad story, and it's basically about a man who lives to help the dead, meets a man who died, and then learned how to live. It sounds nice and uplifting. I loved The House on the Cerulean Sea, so I really want to get to this. I meant to be buddy reading this, and I should have maybe read about 100 and odd pages already by this point on the second, but have I done that? No, I haven't. So I'm going to have to try and cram this in the first week of February. How I'm going to do that, I'm not entirely sure, but I've got this. I can do it. Am I ready for reading 2 tear-jerking books at the same time? No. But never mind, it's the month of love. It's February, so there's got to be some sadness. Some people aren't happy, so I can't be happy all the time. And sad books are sad books, and I do love a sad book. I've read A Little Life, for goodness sake, and loved it in the weirdest way. Not as in go and read it, but as in I loved the way it was written, and it was very well done, but it was terribly depressing. But yes, a nice depressing book in February. And then the Hasta la Vista, Chef's Kiss. I don't know what word I was trying to say there. If you know what word I was trying to say there, thank you. Please say it at your TV now. But the piece de la resistance, I don't know. Let's just pretend that I did not do that. But anyway, this is the book I am most excited about reading in February. I read the first one in January and I'm still thinking about it now and I want to reread it, but I'm not going to because I'm going to read the second in the Crescent City series, House of Sky and Breath. Blah! House of Sky and Breath. Am I excited? Yes. Am I mentally prepared and ready? No. Do I want to know what happens with Bryson Hunt next? Yes. I am so excited about this. If you don't know anything about Crescent City, please go look it up. If you like being really emotionally invested to your characters and enjoy having your whole world turned upside down and thinking that one person's a good person and then it turns out that they're not a good person, then Sarah J Maas is the author for you, because the way she writes is just, oh my goodness. Now this is an adult fantasy. Crescent City, the first one, House of Earth and Blood, is also an adult fantasy. It's the first adult fantasy that she's written. She wrote A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that was kind of like YA. I don't think that should have been young adult at any point in time, but the covers have been changed and now it's not so YA, but like everybody that is YA age is reading it because amazing, Chef's Kiss. But yes, I am so excited for this. This is a chonky book and usually it would absolutely terrify me, but it's not going to because it's just not. How many pages are you? I think this is a fair amount of pages. Is it more pages than Crescent City? I think Crescent City was 799. Why can I not see how many? Does this not have pages on it? Weird. I think it's about 830, 840 pages. Very excited to get to this. I have actually purchased it on my Kindle so that I can take it out and about because I really don't fancy carrying a book that heavy around out in the world, so I'm not going to. But yes, this has been my February TBR. What are you guys reading this month? Is there any books there that you think I should read first? Do not say House of Sky and Breath because I cannot go to that yet. I need to finish Flowers of Algernon, but I might read that afterwards. We will just have to wait and see. Do you have any book recommendations that are a bit like Crescent City that I would maybe really enjoy that I've not read yet? Please pop it in the comments below. Let's start a little conversation. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and I will see you all next time.